for a definition, don't give an example because they didn't ask you for an example. They asked you for the definition. You understand those are two different things, right?
Yeah. It was the only thing I could really.
Yeah, it's hard. I understand. Go ahead, Sonny.
Yeah, so I think not to harp on computation, but it's basically a mental abstract. It's like a it's like a mental exercise, right? Computation. So computation is not an actual physical endeavor. It might have something like you picking up a pencil or a pen and writing on a piece of paper, but there's nothing definitive there in reality. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Did I screw that up?
No, I wasn't paying any attention to you, man. You didn't move on to a distinct topic.
Yeah. So
you're just mumbling and muttering and shit.
Yeah, I kind of am. So, so what's your take on the Earth?
Way to be hyper specific there, Sonny.
Yeah, what aspect?
What do you think Earth is?
No, I'm not sure. To be honest, I'm not sure to think of what is.
What do you think Earth is? That's another muttering. Sonny, get fucking specific. Boy, I come over there and slap you one.
I must be getting tired.
You are getting tired. I can tell it in your voice.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna just quickly, and I'm gonna quickly grab something.
What? Abracadabra? Gonna reach out and grab you? You're gonna hear that again, by the way, shortly. You'll know why too.
Clued. I already do know why.
No, you're not gonna know why.
I'm not gonna know why. I thought it had something to do with Tinkerbell. Okay, never
it
mind.
Does have you.
I told you. I guess.
Go ahead, Coriander. You want me to take over, Sonny, for fuck's sake?
Just take over.
What's your favorite color?
Green.
Oh, I can hear Sonny. Somebody was snickering. All right. So, Earth is either a globe or it's flat. Is that reasonable?
I suppose.
You'd suppose because it's really a disjunctive syllogism. You only got two choices. I mean, you could go ahead and postulate maybe it's a dodecahedron or fucking watermelon or something. That's just pedantic bullshit. It's either flat or a sphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a disjunctive syllogism. That is, if I rule one out completely out, then the other must be true. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. See, this guy's sharp, man.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty sharp. No, you are, man. I'm telling you, I know the bar's low. You don't know the people that we've been dealing with. Where can I go from here? Do you think the Earth is spherical?
I was in here earlier, like a few months ago, like a month ago maybe, and I don't know. I'm just listening. So.
Well, but they tell you it's spherical, right? It's a sphere Earth. They got, they got shit flying to the moon, Mars. They're giving all kind of graphics and shit. It's pretty impressive, man. They got everyone hoodwinked. Can I tell you? Can you have gas pressure without a container?
No, I can't. No, you can't.
You can't, right? But according to NASA's fairy tale, they have that exact thing.
Oh.
Yes, because we have gas pressure here because we're breathing, right? But there is no container. It just like feebles its way right into their fairy tale vacuum, right? Well, how can that be? Yeah, that's what I said.
Well,
I got challenged with it 5 years ago. I said, "You son of a bitch." You're right. It can't. There has to be a physical barrier. Right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that collapses the entire heliocentric spinning ball space monkey religion right there. Because you can't appeal to anything in space. That is sun, moon, stars, fairy tale distances, fucking universe. You can't do shit because it's all Narnia. So that collapses the whole thing right there. Everything else is just fucking gravy after that. It's fucking laughable. I could just sit back here and start picking shit off. Right? Because that's the elephant in the room. Right? Are we in fucking Narnia?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Yeah, it violates Boyle's law, Gas law, or Charles' law, Gay-Lussac's law, Avogadro's law, Dalton's law, Brownian motion, and above all, the second law of thermodynamics. It violates all their fucking laws. All right there. Just take them to the wood chipper. Does that make any fucking sense to you?
Well, no.
Yeah, I'm serious. You could take them all to the wood chipper and just put them in. And then, guess what they do? As a bonus, they call us science deniers. Can you fucking believe that shit?
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I can. They do say that.
Yeah, I know they say that.
Yeah.
They've been saying it since the beginning. Yeah, I know. Huh. That's like taking a fucking, like a keg of gasoline, pouring it on yourself, and then just lighting a fucking fire. That's what I got to deal with. It's like shooting hippos in a fishbowl.
Yeah.
You follow? I really don't have to say anything after that, right? Do I?
I don't know. I suppose.
All of space is gone. Well, space exists, but I'm saying their medium, that's gone. That is everything in their medium. That's bullshit. They've never been out there. All they're giving you is graphics and telling you where they've gone and just perpetuating the story. They can't do that. Either the second law of thermodynamics is false and all the laws that I gave you, including Brownian motion, all of those are false, or somebody's fucking lying. That's your only two choices. Isn't that the damnedest thing?
Oh, that is. Sorry, is my mic making noise?
Yeah, it's crackling.
I'm sorry.
All right. Beard getting too long?
No, it's just my shoulder. Might run against the wire.
I got you. Yeah. So that's just about it. I mean, there's not too much else I need to say. I could provide filler, but it's not going to mean anything. Right? That's as quick. That's how quick a death this is.
So, yeah.
Or you can go find, an educated ball-tard. Sorry for the colorful language.
No, that's fine.
Go find a physicist or an astrophysicist or a cosmologist and say, hey, these guys put me up against the wall. I'm thinking they're right. Sounds straight to me, but maybe you have some secret knowledge that you can impart.
Is there like...
You want to respond?
Well, no. Like, have you ever had like anyone kind of in that profession?
No. Yeah, they've tried, but they've all went down in flames.
Are there any recordings?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I take a look?
Yeah, just jump on my channel and go to the debate platform. It's in one of the playlists. Here, hold on a second.
Well, your channel?
Yeah, I got a YouTube channel. 1 second.
All right.
Let's go. This is just shameless plugging.
It's fine.
Since I'm doing most of the work, I might as well get something out of it.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying. No one's complaining just yet. They're complaining that they're like texting each other back and forth. Can you believe that asshole QE And then when they talk to me, they're like, "Hey, Kiwi, what's up?" There you go. I think my YouTube channel. I think it's the bottom one right there. Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, see it.
So go there and then go to the playlist. See the playlist. That's where the money is.
Yeah.
So go to the playlist and go to debates. There should be some debates in there.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, there should be in there. Any physicists? Well, I did ask one, an astrophysicist from, I think it was Princeton. I asked him the question, but they all of a sudden got fucking mic problems and dropped completely from Discord.
Oh. Shame. Well,
It is
look,
a shame, isn't it?
you know, I'm nowhere near qualified to defend.
I understand it. Sure.
So
Yeah,
that's why I stayed muted. Like,
well, shit, you don't got to be an expert in the law, second law of thermodynamics, right? All you have to do is be like a 6-year-old, and then you walk out there and you see your bicycle, it's got a flat, and then you patch it, and then you start pumping the tire up, right? So you can go ride your bike. Well,
yeah.
well, no 6-year-old is going to say, "Damn, maybe I should remove the tire and just pump up the fucking rim." Jay, then he starts losing it before I even get to the punchline.
Yeah, actually, flat Earth is not that complicated.
Yeah, just I don't know.
It'd be tantamount to a corn. I call you coriander. Coriander. So it's not that complicated, right? Are you in the States?
Nah.
Ah, shit. All right. Well, whatever your big old tire analogy is, or reasonable facsimile, wherever you're at. So let's say you're driving down the road, right? You forget your wallet. So your credit card or your cash, you don't have it. And you're driving down the road, boom, fucking flat tire. Right? And then you're screwed. If you got a good bank like mine, I call my bank. They have roadside assistance and shit because I'm not getting out there and changing that fucking tire. I'm getting too old for that shit. So I say, "Hey, listen, I got a flat tire. Send a tow truck." They send a tow truck, right? And they take it to the nearest place that they can fix it. So you're in there, and then you suddenly realize the tow's free, but when you get there, you got to pay them some bitches for fixing your stuff. So you realize when they're fixing your tire that you don't have any cash, right? Or your credit cards. You bang on the window, "Hey, get the tech over there and say, 'Hey, dude, listen, I don't have any cash. Listen, I can't afford the tire. Can you just put the air around the rim?'" Jenny loses it again.
I can't get tired of that one, man. I just can't.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, Coriander. After you asked or give your request to the tech. Now, after he's done laughing, or are they gonna call like 1-800 number for mental health services or police?
No, they'll probably just laugh at you and maybe kick the shit out of you. I don't know.
Kick the shit out of you. That's what I'm talking about here, man. This is all I'm talking about. That's it. There's nothing that they could do. Yeah, they could gravity, but that's just fucking horse shit because gravity doesn't exist. Even if it did, even if I gave you all of Newtonian gravity and I multiply it by 1,000, and then on top of that, I give you all of Einstein's general theory of relativity. I give you all of it. Fuck it. I don't really care. It exists. I'm going to give you 1 billion times that and times it on 1,000 times Newtonian gravity. It will not affect the entropy of gases one fucking iota. So it doesn't really matter. That's all they got. Tracking with me.
Yeah, no, I'm following.
Yeah. Game, set, match. So all we have to do now is listen to the death throes, right? For the past 5 years, that's what we've been listening to. Because we've got fucking like incoherent ballers entrenched. They couldn't tie their shoes without a fleet of slobber nurses. But there's a faction out there that are against us, right? That are vocal, right? So they're entrenched, but they can't answer these questions. They think they get Elmer Fudd Sophist their way. And legitimate people like rocket scientists and shit, fucking PhDs out the ass, right? They couldn't tell the difference between a Bunsen burner and a beach fucking ball, right? But they think they can Elmer Fudd Sophist their way and then Jedi mind trick people that are ignorant than them, because there's a lot of ignorant people out there, right? And then they think they could just call us fucking names, right? With their ambiguous bullshit, but we just kill them with the simple stuff. They get kind of angry at that. It's just death throes of fanatical religious zealots. That's what they are. They don't know what science is. They talk a good game, right? They say that they're scientists and engineers and shit like that. Of course, engineering is not science. They don't know what natural science is. They didn't know. They still don't know after 5 years of me educating them on it. They still don't know what a hypothesis is. Because some can't even fucking pronounce it.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, well, we got one. We got one on a monthly clip today. M. Scott Veach, the PhD, booger eating schmuck. Hypothesis.
Holy shit. Wow.
Is there a recording?
I mean,
I heard that one.
Oh yeah, it's fucking recorded.
I heard it.
Oh, you might want to go to the Numpty clips because that's what team you're on. I would go to the playlist with the Numpty clips. There's 50 of them in there. That's your team. I would just randomly go through. Just hit them like when you're in the shower. Just hit the playlist, and you're like, you're gonna be fucking shocked.
Get acquainted.
Stupidity.
Get acquainted with your team. Like get to know those guys real well. Yeah.
So that's what we got to put up with out here. That's what we're dealing with right now. See, we're caught in the hedgerows because not too many of the astrophysicists, cosmologists, and astronomers, they're not going to come out here because they know they're going to get their asses handed to them, right? But the ones that are entrenched, they pretend like that there isn't even an argument. You see, they try to Jedi mind trick you and shit, right? But there is a fucking argument. And the smart ones, the astronomers, you know the ones I talk, the pseudoscientists, in other words, they ain't. You might get a few that get their pride hurt and come out. They're not big names. They're not. No, they ain't gonna do that shit because they got everything to lose, and they will lose. Quick. That's what we got out here. How about that? That was a pretty good rant.
Yeah, entertaining at least.
At least it was entertaining. Thank you.
No, it's good. It's a historical commentary. It's great.
I'll be in the area all week. Don't forget to tip the waiter. And just remember, if you want to bring anyone in here, make sure you get the highest of the high and bring them on in here. I like the prideful ones, right? They think they are all that in a bag of chips. That's what I look for.
Kind of the opposite of me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not. There's no disrespect to you. I mean, hell, you're just a spice.
QE's translation. QE's being nice right now.
Very.
Oh, thank you.
Holy shit, Jenny! Don't. You know,
Oh yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I think I need some sleep.
Holy shit, she was out really quick. Very. Like that's some concrete shit right there. That was there was no pretentiousness behind that. It's not contrived. That came right from the gut.
Well, I mean,
that's what I'm looking for.
Yep. So the rest is elementary, my dear Watson. Yep.
What you do, Coriander, is you go over to Gem Panda Search. Can somebody give him the link for that? Because that's where all the bald-haired boyfriends are. You go over there, right? Because some of them are listening right now. That's what they do. They're like the fucking little lion sewer rats that are underneath the abominations of the earth. That's where they crawl out from, and they're listening right now. I'm telling you, they're listening, right? But they know that their ass is in a sling whenever they meet me. It's fucking over.
Yeah.
So all they could do is stand behind the fucking bleachers, right? This is all they do, and snip at each other like little, like a bunch of fucking old biddies, right? At the crochet table and gossip and shit. That's all they can do. They won't come out here and face me mano a mano because they know that's their ass. Quick! Think I'm kidding? Go get one of them fucking retards. Get the best of the best. They'll be deconstructed in less than 15 seconds. If they interrupt 20 seconds, and then I'm going to release my wolf pups to eviscerate them.
Okay,
Clown.
I don't think I can task them to come in here as well as you do.
Retarded clowns. That's all they are.
I'll join that server. Link.
Hey, Gem Panda, retard, and all your little fucking cronies. Y'all retards. M. Scott Veach, you got your ass handed to you today. Listen, P.H., and he is a PhD, by the way. PhD booger eating schmuck, M. Scott Veach. This isn't the last of it, by the way. I get another signature numpty clip on you that's going to make this one look like a fucking fender bender compared to the $6 million man crash and burn. Sunshine. It's coming. Just wait. It's already done, but I'm being patient. I got a couple other numpty dipshits I'm going to take care of before it. But it's coming, brother. You got me, you son of an astronaut that fucking lied to your dumb ass. Motor mouth. Wait till this one comes out, boy. Look out. You're through. You were through 5 years ago. This is just. Go ahead.
Just, who are you talking to?
The PhD booger eating schmuck M. Scott Beach. Sonny, you want to post that in there?
Yeah, he's talking to the people that are listening.
Right.
Those people that do nothing but listen to flat earthers.
It's on YouTube.
I could post, unless you got it at hand.
Yeah, I can find it.
No, not you, Sonny.
Which one? I think I have your channel.
Don't worry about it. I got it.
Okay.
I'll get it.
I got it. Dang. Booger eating smuck. I got it. I gotta beat you to it.
Do you already beat me?
No, I probably will though.
No, you won't.
Oh shoot! Oh, there it is. Oh, wait a second. Oh,
You're done. I win.
Oh.
There you go. Coriander right there. Just listen to that. It's over.
All right.
Yeah, well, if you didn't beat me on your own channel, I would be shocked.
Well, shit, just play it now.
All right.
No one else is going to say anything.
Yeah, we'll just play it now.
Just play it now. Fuck.
Here we go.
Here we go. PhD, booger eating schmuck, M. Scott Beach, 5 November 2019.
It's your question. The way you answer it is the only way that it can be answered is how you want me to answer
What the hell did you just say?
it. Your question. The way you answer it is the only way that it can be answered is how you want me to answer it.
Hey, that's not it.
Yep, I'm afraid he is.
That's not, Sonny, that's not it.
Repeat what you just said.
Sonny.
We'll pull it apart
Sonny, Sonny.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to stop it right now. There we go. Dang, which one? Dang it.
Not it. Play this one. This is the most recent one.
I'm laughing because I can see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an older M. Scott Beach. Don't worry, there's a few of those, but we
Oh,
want to
so
play
this-
the one that I just did. So this
Yeah,
today.
that's right. Gotcha.
Yeah. Thank you. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I had the old one. Because I have one of your playlists up, so I had it right in front of me, right?
Yeah.
Realized it was the wrong
Just go to the signature one. It's right in there.
All right, I think this
Probably
is
the
it.
bottom one in the signature.
There
I
we
didn't
go.
move it. All right, there we go. PhD, Booger Eating Schmuck, M. Scott Beach, Elbow Deep, May 2021.
Listen to my whole sentence. If you're on a sphere, then you change your latitude, you also change your rate of rotation.
Well, that's what your pseudoscience priests tell you, and you mindlessly parrot. But the Earth is demonstrably flat and not rotating. It's also a non sequitur fallacy. If you're on a sphere, a shape, that premise alone doesn't in any way even remotely imply that the shape
Is anybody in here?
in this case rotating. Yeah, we got something running. Just stay cool. Motion.
So you're changing your rate of rotation if you're on a sphere when you change latitude. It's a standard for rate of rotation.
Are you high right now?
Either that or you should be. See the previous response in toto. It's another non sequitur fallacy. Even if it was rotating, how in the world is the rate of rotation a stand-in for the rate of rotation, whether you're changing your latitudes or not, booger eater?
Then you check to see does the rate of rotation affect precession?
His question slowed down for comprehension. As we're all aware, the booger eater's mouth is about 5 minutes ahead of the caper-sized piece of horseshit between his ears. The question: does the rate of rotation affect precession as predicted? You have yet to establish that the Earth is rotating. You kind of have to do that first. And you have no scientific prediction here, as in a scientific hypothesis. Even if you knew how to construct one, and we all know you don't, you have no viable independent or dependent variable in this genre.
It does. Oh, look, it's precessing.
I did call a putty cat.
Now you have to
It's
ask
called a
yourself.
firm in the concept.
No, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is. Textbook. If P, then Q. Q, therefore P. If the Earth is rotating, we will observe a putty tat. We see a putty tat. Therefore, the Earth is rotating.
Now you have to ask yourself, oh, is it possible, is it quite likely that the fact that I was changing this dependent or independent variable is the thing that's causing it to precess, or is it something coincidental? And that's what I was trying to explain to you before, which is always a possibility, which is where you check in to see, do I meet my standard of statistical significance?
What the fuck? My word, you're delusional. Possibility and likelihood is only used with inductive reasoning. There is no inductive reasoning in the scientific method. You were changing your independent variable? The only thing you were changing in your previous non sequitur fallacies was the latitude. Latitudes don't cause anything, and most certainly don't cause the Earth to spin in space monkey, you bozo. And newsflash, latitudes don't have physical existence, you booger-eating goober. Moreover, and knee slapping hilarious, the quintessential example of giving a 3-year-old a chainsaw. In retrospect, a Trojan horse, if you will. After the ball-charged booger eaters continually got their asses handed to them from 2016 through 2019 because of flat earthers asking for their independent variable, they eventually wisened up. I use that as loosely as possible. And educated themselves, again, as loosely as possible, on what independent variables are. For whatever reason, they focused heavily on the changeability aspect and continue to do so. These schnoz particle chefs think that if you can change something, then it's automatically an independent variable. But an independent variable, the presumed cause, is varied and manipulated itself by the researcher so as to change the relationship with the dependent variable. The booger eater here said he changed his latitude, ergo, independent variable. He didn't vary and manipulate a latitude itself. He merely changed his position relative to an arbitrary fairy tale latitude. See it? They have the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Boneheads. That's what you get for pretender clowning. These dizzy Dunning-Kruger dipshit doofuses have Elmer Fudd, Mr. Magoo, and Baby Huey doubled over in the corner, gasping for their last breaths from tear-jerking belly laugher syndrome. Oh, by the way, booger eaters, you're welcome. No thank you required. Lastly, your flailing non sequitur of the ages Mr. Magoo application of statistical analysis to whether the space monkey is spinning or not is tantamount to applying GNP of Zimbabwe calculations to authenticate the Declaration of Independence. Are you okay, dude? Ow! 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 I don't know. I don't know. Jamal, get on it. Ow! 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 Scotty, are you okay? Scotty, are you okay? Are you okay, Scotty? Scotty, are you okay? Scotty, are you okay? Are you okay, Scotty? Scotty, are you okay? Scotty, are you okay? Are you okay, Scotty? Scotty, are you okay? Are you okay, Scotty? Tell us that you're okay, that you're okay, Scotty. There's a sign in the window that instructs you to booger eating schmuck, Scotty.
But we had to clear up the difference between engineering and science. There was no science in engineering at all.
Oh, yeah.
What is your definition of science?
I just told you how there is.
Wrong. From Boston University College of Engineering, 2010. Engineer. Title of the paper. Engineering is not science. From Professor Henry Petrosky, Professor of Engineering and History at Duke University. Title of the paper. Engineering is not science, and confusing the two keeps us from solving the problems of the world. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the PhD booger-eating schmuck here and his ilk keeps us from solving the problems of the world.
What they're essentially saying is, you say you're doing science, but you're doing something that doesn't actually test hypotheses.
What the hell did you just say?
Anytime you're using something that is going to help you test hypotheses.
I wonder how you would have an experiment without the scientific method. I wonder how that would be.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think of the scientific method as requiring stuff like observing natural phenomena?
Yes. Dependent variables, observed natural phenomena, are absolutely requisite for hypothesis construction. And you can't have natural science without hypothesis.
So then, let's say tomorrow, I'm going to just do an experiment where I have a control variable of temperature. I'm going to adjust it.
OMG from a booger eating PhD. D. Doofus. You don't change or alter control variables because control variables are always held constant. That's what makes them controls.
You dumbass.
Next block of instruction, how to look through a window while standing.
And I'm going to see how it affects the salinity of my compound. And I'm going to record all the results. I'm going to do this experiment. I've done an experiment there, but I'm not really part of any kind of overarching method. I just did an experiment by itself, in and of itself, without observing a phenomenon. I didn't even really have a hypothesis.
Ay, caramba.
So you conducted a scientific experiment without a hypothesis? How can you do that when experiments are hypothesis tests? From pennstate.edu, the scientist applies his or her present knowledge to predict the effect of the independent variable on the dependent variable. The prediction is a statement of the expected results of the experiment based on the hypothesis. What's next? Run the Brickyard 400 without a car.
Curvature, in and of itself, is a constant elevation.
You serious?
Shockingly, he is. Scotty. Did you pick the wrong week to stop sniffing glue? A constant elevation is having no part higher than the other. That's the definition of level, flat, and horizontal, not curvature. From dictionary.com, level, having no part higher than another, having a flat or even surface. From Cambridge, level, not rising or falling or higher on one side, Scotty, but even in all directions, horizontal or flat. Something that is level with something else is at the same height.
That's not going to tell us anything about curvature, though. Elevation does not hold any hints as to whether we're curving or not.
What the hell did you just say?
That's an elevation change. That's fine, but a curve is not an elevation change.
Retard!
The curvature does not change the elevation, Brian.
Fatality.
Wow, dude. Wow. So curvature does not change elevation, eh? From the United States Naval Academy.edu, curvature is the rate of change of slope. So it is the second derivative of the elevation surface. Uh-oh. From pennstate.edu, slope is a measure of change in elevation. Uh-oh. So, booger eater, if curvature is the rate of change of a slope, and a slope is the measure of change in elevation, then curvature must necessarily involve a change in elevation. Next block of instruction, how to point at a house. This is galactic universes beyond mind-numbing absurdity. The quintessential tenet of fairy tale ball-tard spinning space monkey religion dictates an 8-inch per mile squared drop along a tangent from your feet in every direction, Scotty. What is drop if not an elevation change? Por favor. Folks, this is akin to a communist renouncing the abolition of private property and the Roman Catholic Church disavowing the Virgin Mary. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this booger-eating schmuck's entire performance is imbecilic at a second grade level and demonstrates a purposeful fundamental ignorance of mere basic concepts and topics. He not only speaks confidently in his belly-laughing ignorance, but ridicules others for challenging his baby Huey horsepuckery. It's a shameful disgrace for your average Joe Coffey to spew such backwards nonsensical drivel, but this schmuck has a PhD. I heretofore, Your Honor, invoke the DEFCON 1 doofus statute, recognizing the clear and present danger this Dunning-Kruger numpty has not only to himself, but others. Put a cork in it, your eminency. Yep, got it. Your worshipfulness. That was society on the line. They want an emergency restraining order against this booger eater. No less than 1,000 light years. Your splendiferousness. I move to strike jury deliberation, have them retired to their respective residences with the court's deepest apologies and a counseling voucher for tear-jerking belly laugher syndrome. An immediate subpoena issued from the bench with an attached indictment for Captain Kangaroo U, mail order diploma section, where this numpty clearly obtained his degree from. The PhD booger eater here straitjacketed, shackled, horse and elephant tranquilized, without cessation, in place, with a 24-hour sword-drawn guard while we await Mr. Green Jeans, Mr. Bunny Rabbit, and Mr. Moose Stamp Lickers to give account.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over.
Hey.
Hello. It's for you.
Yeah.
You've just been erased.
Well, there you go.
All righty. Another classic. It's outrageous.
Isn't it outrageous? Isn't it a god-awful shame that I would have to do that to a PhD? Why would I need to do that?
Really? Really?
Other than he's a pretender clown numpty dipshit, right? So at this point, I'm into just ridiculing them, as you obviously heard. All right. What else? What do you want me to do? Wait, you want me to try to reason with them?
No, I heard you already tried to reason with them.
That time is come and gone. Now it's just ridicule.
Yeah.
Anyone that steps in the breach, get ready. Yeah. I don't have to do all that much. They do all my work for me. Right? What do I have to do? Nothing. Just let them speak. Clowns. Fucktards. Now we're just going to embarrass you. Well, I'm going to do it. Say goodnight to the bad guy.
Good night, bad guy.
Yeah, who else is going to do it? Might as well be me. I'll fucking take care of that. There's another numpty dipshit right in here, G. Platypus. What kind of stupid shit did you say last night? About acceleration? You said it was a change in speed or some shit? Said it with confidence and shit. Right? What kind of dumb fuck are you? Go ahead, Mike. Find it. Find the platypus. I know you got the GIF handy.
I lost him in tangential speed. On the many vectors. I'm building an explanation for the many vectors.
This motherfucker he's so Dunning-Kruger, right? And it's so, he said it with confidence. Hold on a second. What?
Dipshittery.
Kiwi's old lady's yelling at him.
This is my new favorite meme. Idiots. Idiots everywhere. Ask a real fucking question. And if you don't like it, fuck yeah.
Hey, Platypus. Curiosity. Is there any particular reason why you picked that name?
He's gay, of course.
Oh no, the platypus.
Let's have him tell us what acceleration is.
Well, isn't a platypus a left-handed animal?
Who
Or
knows?
is it?
Let's have him. Let's discover the mysteries of what acceleration is.
It's a
Yeah.
center.
They
I
are
thought-
they are the world's only venomous mammal.
Look at him now. He's deflecting.
They're
Right.
a catcher. Yeah.
Yeah, help him out, Mike. Help him. I'll help him deflect some more.
Can I help?
No.
Here,
Just kidding,
here's my
Kiwi.
response to that. God damn it! You're always pointing shit out. Fuck.
So,
That's my-
Platypus, let's go back to your comment last night when I was talking. I think it was last night. Might have been the night before. I'm getting old. Forgive me.
So
I was talking about Shut the fuck up. I'm not done yet. So, I was talking about acceleration. You had to chime in, of course, chat skanking, right? You wouldn't say anything because you're a pussy, right? You had the chat skank in the chat that acceleration was a change in speed. Can we discover the mysteries of that? Floor is yours.
said it was a change in speed over time.
Change in speed over time. Well, change in speed already is over time. Distance per unit time, you fucking retard. So is it a change in speed over time over time? Yeah, you're a dumbass.
Don't know why you would word it that way, but
Did you know? Yeah, you just worded it that way. That's why I said it that way.
You worded it wrong.
Exactly. Do you know the difference between velocity and speed? What's the difference?
oh, hold on.
Go look that shit up.
Yep, here we go to the internet. Hold on.
Yeah, you have to go to the internet because you're a pretender clown. Numpty dipshit.
There's nothing wrong with admitting I don't know something.
Well,
Looking it up.
you sounded confident last night with your chat skank. Not too confident now, are you?
So the difference is basically a vector.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly right. So, acceleration is a change in fucking velocity, not speed. That's kind of important. So, what else you got?
Well, I don't know about that. Acceleration's independent of vector.
What?
You can change your speed without changing your.
You fucking idiot. Acceleration is independent of vector? When the acceleration is a change in velocity and velocity has a vector? Are you fucking retarded?
Yeah, your vector stays the same. Your vector doesn't have to
Acceleration
change for acceleration.
Is a vector quantity, while speed is a magnitude of velocity.
You're a dumb fuck. Go ahead, speak some more.
He already covered how it's. He gave you the basis to it being a vector quantity, and he told you speed is a magnitude of velocity. He already told you this. Just broke it down in kindergarten terms.
So, everyone hear that? Especially out in YouTube. Remember, I told you just let them speak and they do your work for you? But here's my shining poster child example GE Platypus.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Fucking clown.
Your next question: can you have velocity without a frame of reference?
Let me give you some advice,
Well, how
Steve Platypus. Take the next 3 days off, then quit.
I am on a 3-day vacation. That's so funny.
I could be wrong, but I don't think that was a complicated question you just asked. No, I'm really being dead ass serious, man. Fuck.
I'm
Not as
glad
smart
it,
as you guys are. I mean,
I'm glad it's not complicated for you.
I mean, to
how
go
would you-
in depth and detail and describe it, sure, I couldn't do that, but
Right.
you have to have a frame of reference. Otherwise, how the fuck would you know?
Well, that's
Right.
correct.
So
But the way he
velocity is
asked it-
always. Can you have velocity without a frame of reference? Answer the question. So we know
Have
what the
velocity.
statement is. Yeah, can you have velocity without a frame of reference?
Well, no, you can't really know how fast anything's going unless.
Well,
you
I
compare
didn't
it to
ask.
something else.
Did you know how fast it's going? So we can't measure velocity without a frame of reference, but it can still have velocity. Really simple question. I didn't ask you if you could measure it. I asked, was it still present? Is it still a quantity? Well, you could argue that if you can't measure it, it's not a quantity. If you were sharp at this, you could play tit for tat an hour on that subject.
You don't ever play tit for tat with me.
Oh, I know. I was hoping he would read that one, QE.
So, was I getting that right? You have to have a frame of reference?
That was the
I
setup.
believe you do.
To measure it, you do, but not to have velocity.
I don't know. It was just the way you worded it. It sounded like it was. I'm always paranoid that things are a setup for something else, and it sounded like it was a reference frame setup.
What is? To measure it, we have to have a reference frame, but that doesn't mean something lacks velocity. Yes, I get it. It's dangerous with this crowd because some people might take it for true. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Other than the intended target. I'm with it. We're on the same. We're here. Right eye. Cool. I'll delete that.
Yeah, take that out, man. Don't you'll get in trouble with that.
Well, I won't, but the idiot that uses it will.
I wouldn't even give him the chance with it.
Mike, you show QE that that clip of that video that I took.
Nope.
Be curious. He probably wouldn't. Funny. I thought it was funny.
We'll post it again.
I can't post it anymore because the last 2 times I tried, it was deleted, and then somebody cog dissed me for like 90 minutes over it.
So
it's not even dirty.
So do you know the end all answer to my question? You should have relative velocity. That's independent of a reference frame, and you could say yes, we could have relative velocity.
Well, how would you have non-relative velocity?
Oh, really? Non-relative, so it's relative to.
But that's my point. It has to be relative to something. I wanted to say, I find that I hesitate in answering questions, particularly when Huey is in here. Still haven't figured that one out yet.
So relative is the rest frame. The relative velocity is the velocity of an object or observer in the rest frame of another object or observer.
All right, so let me ask you a question then. So the acceleration thing.
Non-relative would be not existent in four-dimensional space. It would be a one-dimensional frame of reference. Finish what you're saying.
I don't know. I think it's too late at night. Just trying to get on here after pulling a 16-hour shift, but I don't think I got the mental capacity to do it.
It's kind of like a man in a car. Is the velocity of the man relative to the car?
You could make it. You could describe his velocity relative to the car if you wanted to, just like you could also describe it relative to the ground moving underneath him.
Yeah, so non-relativistic would be like particle shit, where one particle is moving not relative to another. Singular. So it's a singular vector. Non-relative is just one thing moving.
I totally got derailed. I was going to talk. I totally got derailed by the whole velocity thing. Literally sitting here on Google educating myself now.
Yeah, that's just a battle of wits. That's all. But it does display how much you know about what you're talking about in physics terms.
Yeah. So what I'm reading is that it is basically the difference. The difference between speed and velocity is velocity also declares a vector. It declares a direction, more or less.
Well, yeah, when we measure it.
How did we get on the subject of velocity? I thought acceleration was the thing that was mentioned.
Yeah, what is the acceleration? That's how we got in there. Acceleration is a change of velocity.
Accelerations are vector quantities. And that they have magnitude and direction. Got it. Yeah, that's basically what I said. It's a change of the velocity of an object with respect to time. Hey, Mike, what do you need to have acceleration?
We've covered this before. I'm not going to cover it again.
It's the $64,000 question.
Well, you can hear
fucking
incoherent dielectric acceleration.
G and his
You can have incoherent acceleration. It doesn't require a force. Incoherent acceleration, dielectric, static attraction, magnetism. We'll say all these are a force, but
we're saying electromagnetism isn't a force?
No, I didn't say that. I said you will say all of them are, but it's not true. Not all of them are.
Well, give me an example of
I'm not
acceleration
covering
happening.
this. I did it once. I gave you an example of acceleration without a force, and you walked right on past it. So, and this rings absolutely true because we're here again. So I'm done with repetitive rides. It's non-productive. Keeps us begawking the same shit over and over again for years. If you didn't get it the first time, then an intelligent man can understand or assume or infer it probably won't get it this time. Right? So I'm not wasting my time. It's just like you're going to measure topography and call it curvature.
Not measuring topography, but
The entire survey world knows it is. Any civil engineer will tell you the only thing you measure over land is the layout of land. You want to argue with them, go ahead. I'm not playing in that argument no more.
I haven't brought it up. You're the one who's brought it up the past like 3
brutal.
times.
I gave it as an example, and the fact that you deny what I'm saying is, well, that's proof of it.
I drew you pictures.
What do them pictures change my statement? No, because the statement rings true. It's what we teach on an academic level. So now you're denying academia and experience and application. I'm experienced at this shit. I've done it for a lifetime, bro. I'm telling you. Any measurement you make over land is a reflection of the topography of the land. That's why we define it in signs, elevations.
I'm not trying to measure elevation.
I don't care what you're trying to do. I'm telling you what you're going to do by doing that. We've done it. It's been done thousands of years. That's how we do it. The difference in heights of sticks shows a difference in elevation or topography. It's really simple. It's standard shit. Deuce, listen, Deuce got you out there because he just wants to ridicule you when you make the damn video. I'm trying to tell you to save your fucking dignity.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, cool. That's how we learn is through failure. I had to learn it. Fuck it.
Let's call it submitting it for peer review.
I don't think it'll be accepted.
Oh, then I'd be interested to hear why.
Well, because I'm qualified to be part of that peer review.
That's fine. And again, let's hold our breath until I
No,
get around to doing this.
no. I'm going to give you the answer now. Is would any experienced surveyor? That's absolutely what you're surveying. There's no debate about it. That's why flat earthers are smart enough to look over water. An ellipsoid model, curvature would, in the GSW 84 model, there wouldn't even be an apparent rate of curvature over land because it has elevation and topography. The land would be like spikes that spit out of the ellipsoid sphere. The ellipsoid is a gravitational model that makes water wrapped spherically around basically a spore with the higher elevations sticking up out of the ground. They're jagged edges. Your model doesn't even predict the rate of curvature. I don't know how you can't get this. It only predicts the rate of curvature over water because that's the gravitational model of an ellipsoid. It's simple shit, dude. To say any otherwise goes against your model.
Yo, are we talking to a Glober already? Because we had someone just join that we got verified.
Oh man, that's not an axiom. You gotta ask. Who is that? What
Guess what his
what,
name is, Michael?
what?
A very interesting name. It's kind of cute. I can science that.
Bring him in.
Hello.
Because I definitely don't want to have that conversation. But I'm gonna bail out and let you guys have this.
All right, everybody have a good night. I'm out.
Later.
All right. I'm not splitting. I'm just not gonna debate it. I'll let you guys talk to him.
Yo, he's willing to do the 3 points first if anyone wants to.
Well, if you want to, bro, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna mute. I'm about to mute. All right, you guys got this. If you can't do it, Truth and Cyrus are perfectly capable.
I told Truth if she can have the mic because you wanted to kind of give him the rundown in the VC check-in. Go ahead.
Yeah, because he said okay. So everyone welcome. I can science that. He came here because he was in different YouTube chats and he was looking for some evidence of flat Earth, and I guess the people directed him to the server. So, but my question is, what is the evidence of the globe?
Right. Is that for me? Okay. Hey, nice to meet you. I just offered one piece. Last month on the solstice, we did sort of myself and a flat earth friend of mine, and we did this on YouTube, try to make a feature out of it. So we solicited people. So we ended up with 30 contributors. So about 30 of us all over the world measured the angle of the sun at noon. And then we plot that data. And there's a really cool, one of the guys one of the contributors made a really cool way to visualize the data, and you can look at it and then and see that if the earth is flat, then we're all pointing in different directions. But if you let the earth be round, then we're all pointing in the same direction. So I'd like to stress before we get upset that this isn't proof. This is not proof of anything, and I don't claim it is. It's just evidence. It's one piece of evidence that suggests, hey, this round idea sort of makes some sense, right? So what I'm looking for is a similar kind of a thing where someone can say, well, do this experiment or look at this data or look at this photo, and the flat idea makes sense in this way. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. So do you have the link yet? Because you said
Yeah, which link you want? You want a video, or how about that website?
Okay, so first I want to ask you, what is the better way to determine whether or not the Earth is spherical or whether or not it's flat and level? To look in the sky and make observations and point.
Looking at the sky to make observations is probably the best way for us regular folks to do it. Yeah.
Well, you don't regular folks, us regular folks.
Us regular folks, like we're not like professional scientists, like with grants from NASA or something.
Okay, so can I ask you? Can I ask you if you need to be? Do you need to be an accredited? And I guess that's what you mean when you claim scientist, right? An accredited scientist that's accepted within the scientific community. Do you need to be one of those in order to be able to determine whether or not the Earth is spherical or flat and level? Couldn't you just do a direct measurement?
I think you don't have to be accredited to make observations and share them and to draw conclusions. No, absolutely not. Science isn't just for that.
Yeah, I didn't say observations. I was like direct measurements is what I was.
Direct measurements. Yeah, we can all make measurements. You bet.
Right. So wouldn't I mean direct measurement would be much better than observation of the sky, wouldn't it?
What's the difference between measurement and observation?
Okay, because all measurements involve observation, but not all observations involve measurements.
Oh, very good. Very good. Yes.
Measurements are direct. Like one is a direct interaction with you and the thing that you're measuring.
Very good. Very good. Yeah.
Okay, so if you can direct measurement, wouldn't that be better than an observation of the sky?
Sure.
Okay, so would you like to see some of those measurements?
I guess. Yeah. I mean, are you presenting me evidence right now? I thought I had like three questions or something.
Yeah. Well. So yeah, they have this 3-point thing that they like to go through with people just to establish whether or not they realize that whether or not they have knowledge or whether or not they believe in something. A lot of people come in here thinking that they have knowledge of something that they just believe in, right? That they don't have. And we can definitely go through that with you, but I'm still waiting on you to share with me the thing that you were referring to that you guys did. You and the 30
Yeah,
other
I was just saying, how would you like to see it? Would you like to see the raw data? Would you? I think the best way is here. If I'm going to link a website in, if it lets me. Yeah, there you go. And you can just go to that, and then you can see what that is. Are the 30 measurements that we took. These are the direction to the sun from the location of the viewer.
Okay, are you saying that the sun is a physical thing that is at a specific
Okay, yeah, is that an unsafe website? Are we worried about? I wouldn't want it to.
Yeah, it's just
Somebody
lines.
saying
It's just lines and I thought you had actual observations that you and 30 other people had
that.
done that you
Yeah,
had
that's the
like
data.
video evidence of.
This is the data right here.
Okay.
If you want it in a different form, I have the raw data that I can give you, but it's less visual that way.
Well, that doesn't. It's like that doesn't do anything. I was expecting some kind of video showing the observations that you did, or
Yeah, I have a whole series of videos, but wouldn't you rather just see the data rather than me talking about the data?
oh, sure. Let me hurry up and draw some lines on a chart and give you some data of where you can find Narnia.
So you're suggesting that these are false data?
How would I verify any of it? Like, okay, so first
You
of all,
can do
it
it.
doesn't even matter,
You
really.
can do this yourself.
Honestly, it doesn't even matter. One, you would have to assume that the sun is a physical location, and that you know where that location is. You would have to assume that it's a physical location, and
No,
two,
you do
it's an
not.
observation in the sky. We have actual measurements of the Earth, right? That show that there is no curvature, and when we have on ground observations where we can actually share video evidence with you, and it will give you an actual location that you can go and test yourself.
Sounds great. That's what I'm looking for, is some evidence. What I've shown you is evidence, and now I didn't want to get into a debate where you try to pick apart the evidence. It's evidence, and pick it apart all you want. It is a piece of evidence. It's not proof, and it's something you can do yourself. You can participate, and you can do these same things anywhere, anytime. It doesn't have to be on the solstice.
Well, before we go any further, let's first establish how much you know about the globe, because
Yeah, let's do that.
yeah, because you came in. Okay, when you came in, you were coming in looking for evidence of flat Earth.
Mhm.
That's not like pretty much everyone that came into flat Earth came in to flat Earth thinking that they were going to find flat Earth. So they started looking for evidence of the globe. The lack of evidence for the globe is the reason why everyone knows and understands that the Earth is flat.
Okay, cool. But I just gave you a piece. It's not proof. It is evidence, right? That's what I'm looking for. About the same level of, veracity from the other way. We can all here. Let me summarize. All around the
You
world.
heard her, dude.
All around the world.
You would have to assume the distance. Like there's so much that you would have to assume.
No. You're saying the same things everyone says. I don't want to debate it. I just want a similar kind of evidence for the flat Earth. That's what I'm asking for.
But let me first. Okay, let's establish what you know about the globe first, because
Okay.
if I don't, I think that's what. Unless someone wants to go to the 3 points with him, I can continue and I can go to the 3 points with him and then get back to all this. Or I don't know if box up where you want to. Does anyone else want to? Okay. Is
You do
there?
it. You do it. You're great. You're awesome.
Are you aware of any time in history that anyone has ever measured curvature? Have you ever seen any measurement?
Yes.
Okay. When? Where?
I did it on July 20th with 30 people contributing from around the world.
Well, they didn't establish that the Earth was spherical on July 20th.
Yeah, actually,
Like
we did.
in order to come with, do you know what they claim the radius of the Earth to be?
Yeah, it's about 4,000 miles.
Did you know how they come up with that? How'd they measure that? How'd they find out, determine that was the radius of the Earth?
Historically, the story goes the first guy to have done that was ostensibly Eratosthenes, but that's somewhat debated. We're not sure if that actually took place. I think Al-Biruni is definitely documented as definitely did a measurement. He did. He was real for sure.
Yeah, for
Since
sure.
then, I don't know. He's the most famous, really. Since then, I'm not really sure where they get the latest and greatest. I know Grace, if you know Grace, that's gravity. That's probably not the radius.
Okay, well, you mentioned the shadows. And this is what I started to get into. So we could just do it all down.
Yeah.
On you see how one surface is curved and one surface is flat, but you still get the same shadow effect.
But that was what. If you look at the link, that I shared with the visualization of the solstice data, you'll see that they don't match.
I'm trying to establish how they got the radius. Right. If
How they
you
got the
know,
radius. Okay.
if you have any, I'm referring to when they introduced the sphere and said the Earth is a sphere. This is the size that it is. This is the radius, and this is how we got it. Because they've been claiming that the Earth is a sphere a lot longer than when you did your little test. I'm talking about.
Well, okay. The first one, historians generally say Eratosthenes was the first one to have measured the radius. That's commonly said.
Okay, well that was the beginning of it, and what I'm trying to understand and establish is whether or not you have any knowledge of a measurement, or if you just believe that it's spherical because you've been told.
Well, okay, that's what I keep trying to tell you is that on June the 20th, 21st, really, of this year, I made a measurement and I came up with 6,341 kilometers.
I doubt that.
That was my measurement.
Okay, let's skip the curvature part because you're going to always go back to you. You're not going to come out with anything. And I'm trying to show you and explain to you that the way that they came up with this is just an observation that works both. It works just fine on a curved surface and a flat surface. And then they have to assume that the Earth is spherical to even come up with the numbers for it. And they also have to assume that it's the sun.
Look, like I said, I don't want to debate, but I'm not going to agree with you.
Okay,
I don't want to debate, but if you want to,
axial rotation.
Okay, let's do that.
There's three.
Okay.
Okay, so axial rotation. Do you know of any time, any measurement ever that anyone's ever performed?
Yeah.
Where they've detected any axial rotation?
Yeah, I got to say hashtag thanks, Bob. 15 degrees per hour. Yeah.
Bob did not.
This guy's a clown.
The only way that
I don't want to say anything nice about him, that's for sure. But he measured it. Yeah, sure he did.
No, because you can't eliminate all the other variables. You can't manipulate that variable to determine the Earth's movement. You can't manipulate that to determine that is.
Hey, listen, Jenny. I'll take over. So who do we have here?
Jenny, by the way.
Oh,
Jenny, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jenny. Shit.
Oh my gosh, it's QE. Is this the real QE? It is.
Listen, okay, the thing about Bob never even touched that. That's another thing.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, he did. He did later.
If you're gonna invoke it, you have to understand that doesn't prove anything because you didn't manipulate that. You can't manipulate the Earth. You need to stop talking in the middle of me because I'm getting.
Yeah, he's here to spew.
This is an anti-flat earther.
Who? I can science that. I don't. He's not a flat earther.
Oh, an anti-flat earther.
An anti-flat earther.
So you don't have measurement or curvature that was established, and you didn't establish curvature, but you can get into that in a minute. But what about gas pressure without a container? Is there anything that you
Is
know
this
of where
a QE channel or something? I was looking for. I thought people would be, more open here.
do you have a crush on him or something? Because it's like you heard his voice and now you just
He must
No,
be a fucking
I
masochist.
recognize his voice from YouTube because I'm
You
from
might
YouTube,
be. You
so.
must be a masochist.
A masochist. Hey, that's good.
A
dude.
masochist because
Oh, a
you're a numpty
masochist? No, I thought you said
dipshit.
masochist.
You
That would have
can't
been fun.
science shit. You can't
Okay.
science. You don't know what natural science is. You fucking clown.
All right. So,
All right.
this
so,
isn't what I do.
Yeah, you'll
I
shut
don't
the
do
fuck
this
up.
kind of thing.
I'm
Do
sorry.
you guys, is this how
Truth
you all roll
prevails.
here?
Truth prevails. I can science that. Let me ask you a question there, Sunshine.
Let me ask the
Can you
rest of the
conduct
crowd.
natural science without an experiment?
Is this how you?
Can you conduct
you
natural
guys
science without an
behave?
experiment? Fucktard.
Do you swear at your guests?
Yeah, I
Is
do.
that what
Because you're a fucking pretender clown, numpty dipshit.
All right. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
all right.
We're
So
done.
I can science that. So that means you must be the science guy. Can you conduct natural science without experiment, sir? Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. You better shut up because you're finished. You entered the wrong fucking room, son. Cracking with me, Sunshine. Thanks, Bob. Yeah, I'll give you thanks, Bob. I'll shove my foot so far up your ass, you'll be coughing up my fucking heel. Pretend to clown numpty dipshit. That's right. You better take off. And take off now. Shit, I was just about ready to go to sleep.
They got me fired up.
Let's go, numpty dipshit. This is a very easy question. Natural science. Can natural science be conducted without experiment? Easy question. Oh, he's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, he better be gone. Sorry about that, Truth Prevails. I was just getting fucking sick and fed up.
So this link of his, what kind of extension? I'm not clicking that.
I wouldn't click anything that numpty dipshit puts in here. Of course, he come in here at midnight. Have him come in here in the evening. See how he fares. Who's this Charlie? Are you that fucking idiot over at Gem Panda server, Charlie? Is that the same guy?
I would appreciate it if you kept it civil with me.
Civil. You earn respect here. Oh, question to you. Can natural science be conducted without experiment?
I honestly don't know what you mean by natural science.
Natural science, quantum mechanics, that is physics, chemistry, parts of it, biochemistry, genetics, and parts of biology. Can natural science be conducted without experiment? Easy question.
I wouldn't say so, no.
Nope, it can't be. That's the correct answer. Because to be natural science, you have to follow the scientific method and conduct fucking experiment. That's the right answer. So we have astronomy, cosmology, and astrophysics. Are they natural science?
Yes.
So for them to be natural sciences, they would have to conduct experiments because of your previous answer, correct?
Not necessarily. I said I think so.
Contradiction. I asked you, my first question was, can natural science be conducted without experiment?
Mm-hmm.
You said no. That's a correct answer.
I said I think not.
Fuck up.
Oh boy.
I
Here we go.
asked you, interrupt me one more time. Go ahead and do it right now because you're fucking finished. You're finished right now. You already know it. That's why you're fucking interrupting me. Right?
Yeah, these snowflakes jump out, QE. He jumped out again.
Yeah, he knows he's already. You just contradicted yourself. Where'd he go? Did he leave too? Oh my god, he gone.
Another one bites the dust.
I posted in the live stream voice text what he posted.
Man, you're ripping him in like 30 seconds, dude. What the fuck, man?
Did you see
Goodness.
how he contradicted himself? Do you see how I took him there?
No
It was
shit.
real easy.
Dude, that was good.
Yeah,
30 seconds.
It was, yeah.
30 seconds.
Like 14
That
seconds.
was good,
It
man.
was 14 seconds, actually.
14? Dang.
It's a new record.
Record.
Speed
So,
run
sorry.
takedown.
Second knockout, man.
Who was that? Truth Bells. I'm sorry, I stepped in on. I've heard some things. Somebody's been commenting in my videos about I can science that, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So I went and looked him up, and this dude is a goober, right? A real genuine goober. So sorry
No,
about that.
he was just talking over what I was saying. I don't even think he was even listening to it.
No, he wasn't listening to you.
We could have got into what he posted, but what he posted was just I could come up with something. I mean, just draw. I was expecting some kind of video or some kind of video evidence of an observation or something. I mean, he said that he himself and 30 other people were involved, so I thought that's what I was going to say.
It wouldn't matter, right? You could have deconstructed him. Yeah. Sorry I interrupted you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to go, man. It's getting late. I got stuff to do tomorrow. So have a good night.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure, John.
Later, man.
Yeah, have a good one,
Good
ladies
night,
and gentlemen.
man.
Catch you
Cheers,
later.
man.
Peace.
Yep.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm here for the fun. We got any fun happening? Oh yeah, science too. You know, we can put together too. You know, science and fun can go together, man. We like science around here because that's what proves shit, man. And proving shit's what we're all about, man. But you can have fun doing it too, man. Beers are in the front, chips, snacks in the back. Yeah. Welcome to Flat Earth, people. Derail the party or anything, but it sounds like I
Shouldn't have
fucking.
even with him. I probably shouldn't have even bothered with the 3 points because he was so into wanting to talk. This is all he wanted to talk about.
Yeah. You know what?
The measurements with him.
Truth, girl, you win some, you lose some. And
Huey gone.
Johnny's gone, man. Johnny's gone. Anyway, I'm here, and I can have just as much fun tearing some fucking glow bed's ass off, you know, as anybody else.
So you ran away and then came back when Huey went offline.
Oh, nice. Oh, he's back.
Is that what you just did,
Oh,
Carly?
yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, because I don't engage with people.
Okay, now
Okay,
we're
he's
not
gone
going to
again.
engage
I like
with
that.
you then.
Here today,
That's
gone today. Here, gone. Sounds like a music business. Here today, gone today. Anyway, I just relaxing, man. Having
There's plenty of us left to chop up the globies.
chop chop.
Would have talked to him though. I mean,
I got my fucking. I got my paper shredder over here.
exposed him.
Hey, that's a cooter to some people. All right, you guys, you know, I'll keep it cool, man. You know, I come in here late at night just to, you know, take a piss. Yeah, I'm not here to. I don't hurt anybody. Trust me. But I like, you know, having fun, have a laugh. The world's a crazy place, man. We got to have a laugh. So, yeah, we can empty the piss bucket occasionally, you know, empty that damn thing. Oh my goodness. Woo. Hope you guys are having fun. I hope you guys are, you know, on top of all the craziness we go through and all the science, man. God, goodness gracious, the science around here is amazing. From law to fucking, you know, astrophysics to fucking, you know, thermodynamics. Fucking, it's just great, man. I listen a lot, and like I said, I come in here late at night just to have a laugh with you guys, and hopefully, if a Glober comes in, we'll be cool, man. Um, it'll go well. It'll go well. As long as they're cool, I'm cool. I don't know about them, but anyway, shout out to Roger and who else is in here, man? Mike's in here. Sweet. Truth's in here. Nice. Crew viewers. All right. Cool, man.
I just got done in Chatterbox there for the last few hours. That was,
I can't believe you stayed in there that long.
well,
Did you
came back to see what Matthew has to say. No, I'm just kidding.
Was Professor Matthew in here again tonight?
Oh, Professor Matthew.
What?
Oh, I just showed up to listen to what that other guy
there
was
he
saying.
is. Hey, Professor Matthew, how you doing, man? I've actually met you in person twice. I don't know if you remember me, but
Doing all right. At the beach that one time?
The beach and then Irvine Park. I had met you there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. People English.
No, but I am a little bit of a grammar Nazi.
It's okay, man. I'll complete. I'll make your head spin with my fucking grammar. My grammar will fuck you up, man. I'm sorry. You'll be like, "Who's this fucking retard?" Different thinking for different folks. Things as long as it works out, man. As long as the communication's good, it'll work out. Trust me. It doesn't matter if it's spelled right or said right. As long as the communication's there, it's okay. I'm close. I'm near Anaheim. It's near Disneyland, which is like fantasy world for, all kinds of crazy people.
I'm from.
Are you Joshua Tree? Joshua.
I'm from
Not
Fullerton.
Fullerton.
Yeah.
Dude, I lived in Fullerton for 5 years. I visit there a lot. I love downtown Fullerton. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
One of my favorite places.
Home.
All right. Well, you're out in the Mojave. Cool, man. I'm down here in the SoCal, man, just soaking up the sun and well, I've been out. Yeah, I've been through all that area many, 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 many times, man. It's a little hot, I like it more in the winter, personally. Yeah, but just high desert, low desert. Now, low desert's like through Arizona and Palm Springs, all that, right? Well, high desert's up there where you're at, man. Up Joshua Tree to like Vegas to all the way to like St. George, all that shit's high desert, man. The what? I'm not sure what that is, man. That's new to me. What do you lick its butt and you get go? No. Whoa, dude, that sounds complicated. Oh, well, geometric patterns. Now that's some mathematical shit right there, man. Yeah, I have a limit to my I just have a limit to my ability to go that deep, man. There's a line. I don't usually, have a couple of drinks, smoke a little bit. If you got some mushrooms, I might chew on a couple nuggets. But
dying kind of crosses the line.
I'm just not gonna. Yeah, dying's a little over the line. I don't need to go that far. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's just here to take a piss in the evening, talk about whatever. It's all good. I'm not gonna try to make any. I'm not gonna write any scientific papers tonight. Trust me. But no, there were some good conversations today. I was working all day listening back and forth. I like it, man. Listened to Nathan Oakley for a little bit this morning. It was good. Had a guy came in, young kid, just kind of was like on the fence, and they just gave him some facts to go look at, just check it out for yourself, man. Hey, what do you see? What do you feel? Go check it out. If you don't feel like you're spinning, you're probably not. If you don't feel like you're moving, shooting through space a million miles an hour, you're probably not. That's just common sense. And that's there might be explanations for all this shit, Matthew, in your little calculator. But, do you really feel like you're spinning, shooting through space millions of miles an hour?
It doesn't feel like it, no.
It doesn't feel like it, and that's all I ask you to admit to. Other than that,
Do you think there are radio waves coming out of your cell phone?
are they radio waves?
Because I can't see it, I can't feel it, I can't touch it. Should I trust my senses there?
Waves. You know what? I can put it next to a speaker that has an
No.
amplifier.
Yeah, but that'd be using a tool.
Guess what? It'll make a noise. So yeah, of course there's fucking, and I can put a meter on it and measure the fucking.
You can measure it
out of it.
Oh yeah, but you're using extra tools. I'm talking about like actually seeing it with your eyes or sensing it with your.
There are some people.
Which tool can you detect the rotation?
I've met people, man, that were like super. They would walk in a room and the lights would flicker and shit. I'm like, how the fuck? Every time, everywhere we went, man, these guys could turn the fucking lights on and off and shit. And I'm like, how the fuck you doing that? So there's phenomenon happening somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. I think that radio waves exist even though I can't see it. I think that the Earth moves even though I can't feel it.
It's a good point. I'm not.
Oh, I wouldn't call it supernatural. I do believe in the supernatural, but that isn't part of it.
Gotcha, man. Yeah, man, absolutely. But radio waves we can detect with meters and stuff, man. We've tried to figure out this spin and rotation, and they've got laser gyros and all this shit to detect the fucking. They even got pendulums swinging in a fucking museum, and all those pendulums are made by one company. They're the ones that made all of them.
That's why you can tell you're moving because you don't feel anymore.
And that's why I can tell there's no radio waves coming from your cell phone because I don't see it. Oh wait, there are.
I can get my fucking meter out and detect it and say, hey, look, there's obviously radio waves coming out of here.
Yeah, and I can get a gyroscope to detect the rotation.
Movement is a whole different thing, man. Movement is
so since the gyroscope, the Earth is moving below the gyroscope, we can hop in a hot air balloon, go up, and wait for the west to come to us, right?
No, the air moves with the land mostly, so that wouldn't work.
Velcro air with the earth, right?
The air moves with the land. The air moves with the land.
Mostly, yeah.
Oh, so when I feel the wind, that's the earth hitting
me. Just not the gyro.
Through viscous layers of atmosphere, correct?
Yeah, when there's
is
wind,
that how they're coupled?
That's evidence of it moving slightly differently than the land. That's
let's neglect the wind. How about that?
Whoa.
We neglect it. Okay. So you're saying the Earth, the atmosphere, right, in your model is stuck to the Earth, right? It moves with it. Due to what? How is it? What's gluing the molecules together? There's a term for it.
Yeah, there's some friction, but there's also just the fact that it's already going that direction. Lots of different reasons.
By friction, right? Yeah.
What's the term for it?
Wind? What do you mean? The air moves is called wind.
No, I got dude.
No, that's this is the problem. You can't demonstrate that gases. You can do that with gases because it's not viscous enough. You know your torque converter? Are you familiar with the torque? Yeah, that's exact. It works by that viscous layer between two rotating, essentially like one of it is like a turbine, two turbines, two discs, let's say, right? And so that they're viscously coupled to each other. They're coupled by a fluid. So when your engine is idling, it can spin freely without creating enough friction to actually grab onto the other part and actually start rotating the transmission shaft. Right?
Transmission,
Yeah.
the drive shaft, and drive shaft to the wheel, and yeah.
So that's you're saying is the air is coupled this way, but doesn't heat up. Because what happens when you do that, when you have viscous coupling? Well, guess what? Things heat up. And if you just stomp on the brake and brake torque your torque converter, you're going to burn it out and it's going to start smoking.
Oh,
so it's like
I seen him smoke like a damn.
It's weird to claim that, man.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens. But I have a
The
manual.
layers in the atmosphere. Well,
you got a 6-speed, man?
The layers in the atmosphere, man. They would have to act viscously, right? They would have to be viscously coupled, so you would have friction in the atmosphere due to rotation, and you would have atmosphere heating up. That's the problem. So it's best to stay away and say yes, the Earth moves freely from the atmosphere. Because if you say that it doesn't, then you actually have to prove that it does.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I said that it mostly moves about the same. I didn't say it's like
man.
It's attached. It's Velcro, right? That's the terminology like flat earthers use. And I'm saying viscously coupled, which means Velcro. What textbook wise. Yeah.
I love that, man. That's a great term, man. I need to write that down.
But it can't be viscously coupled. You know what I'm saying, flat earth dude? Because it would heat up like your torque converter because it's viscously coupled. I was like, boom, directly. You know,
some kind of petroleum in there to kind of help the gears not heat up.
Hey man, these.
So the wind moved with the ground, Matthew.
Mostly, yeah, not exactly, obviously, but mostly it does.
So why doesn't exactly? Why?
What's grabbing it? Okay, let's do that. What's keeping it attached, Matthew?
Momentum keeps it mostly the same, and then it kind of moves due to gravity into friction and aerodynamic forces, all kinds of stuff. I mean,
momentum. Oh,
okay. So how about this? What if you get a basketball wet? What if you get a basketball wet, and then you spin the basketball?
Sure.
The water on the basketball generally moves with the basketball itself, right?
No, it doesn't.
Forces it outward. And
I'm talking about if you slowly spin it, like you dip it in water, and most of the water drips off.
Bro, we can take this 10 steps further into fluid mechanics, right? And use a viscometer, that's what it does. There's like a spinning cylinder in the middle, and then we just fill it with whatever fluid we want, and it's bound in a cup. And there's a thin area between the rotating cylinder in the center and like the cylinder, right? So, and we pretty much rotate it to determine the viscosity of the fluid based on the friction and the resistance we have on the motor, right? The torque feedback, and we'd be able to measure like the viscosity coefficient or whatever the fuck it's called, you know. But so we actually know what happens, right? We know quite well what happens, right? So you have there's a boundary layer in any pipe you have, right? And then there is a gradient to the velocity of the fluid that's moving in the pipe. So if you're gonna model Earth like a viscometer, so let's take the ionosphere as your boundary, right? So because we're gonna need a boundary to do this, you have to, for the gas molecules to attach to. You need a boundary, dude. You can't, you know what I mean? Like for the viscometer, it's like build me a fucking viscometer or viscosity meter without an exterior wall to hold the fluid. Like, what do you mean, man? You can't do that.
You have to have a You have to have a
Yeah.
balance. You have to. There's no way of getting out of that. I love y'all, but there's no way.
The layer that's on the walls of the surface where you have a moving fluid, that layer doesn't actually move, like molecularly if you zoom in, right? That's how it's considered, but it does eventually. But so I need to pull up the slides, and I'm just on my phone. I'm busy doing other shit. But what you're saying doesn't actually happen with gases, because in order for the air to move with the earth like honey stuck on earth, guess what? It's the viscosity difference. You need it to be extremely viscous, right? That way it can hold, because that's the friction between the layers of molecules. And we know that's how we define gases. There isn't any friction. There's very, very little friction between
Yeah,
the
very
layers.
little. That's
or
all I
between
need is a little bit, not very much.
No, you need that. That's what I'm saying is you need very much to hold on to. The more viscous the fluid, the easier you can transfer the energy through it. So you're saying the energy of the rotation is being transferred throughout that thick layer, but the thick layer needs to have high viscosity in order to accomplish this. And you're saying it can do it with no viscosity. It's like that's impossible. We don't know of such substance that can do that today. And I gave you a directly analogous example, like 1-to-1 is the torque converter, and like the viscometer, the viscosimeter. They work the same exact way.
Do you know about superfluid helium?
No, I have to read about it. Fluid helium? No.
Superfluid helium. Anybody know about that? Superfluid helium?
Yeah, no.
It's the most.
Is it super critical, or is it just super fluid?
Am I coming through at all?
It's
Yeah,
unbelievably
Truth.
cool, man.
Yeah, I can hear you.
It is a thing that I saw, man. It was just like, what? It really made my head spin, man. But that's just me because I could be retard, but it was one of those things. Like, have you ever seen that anvil floating in the liquid?
Absolutely,
Like that, man. It's like, whoa, man. That really takes you back and say, man, there's some physics happening here. That what the fuck, right?
I'll check it out for sure.
Supposedly
thing, man. It's weird.
If Matthew, if you want me to post my lecture slides, not my lecture slide, the fluid mechanics lecture slides for the viscosity thing, to have a better with equations to have a better understanding of what you're saying, I can, because what I'm saying is the air has to heat up. Yep, sure thing, man. I'll go upstairs.
You should do that superfluid helium, man. Check it out, man. You'll love that if you've never looked at it.
Yeah, talk to Get about it. He seems to know a lot about it.
I mean, I just saw what it can do, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. It's like watching an airplane fly. You know what? Every time a jet flies over my house, I look up and I go, that is so fucking cool, man. That is some serious physics. It just is awesome, man.
What you should do is get the Flight Radar 24 app, and then you can look up and see where that jet is going.
I know my buddy was with me one night. He's like, I could tell you what plane that is. And I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah, check it out. And I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, I have that. I use it all the time. I watch planes go by too.
But anyway, I just love looking at the planes fly because I know how much that fucking thing weighs, and yet it does fly, man. So I am a true admirer of great technology and manufacturing and building and designing shit, man. And that stuff is awesome. I've been in airplanes, obviously, flown a million miles probably, but it is a great, beautiful technology, man. And
I agree. Yeah,
it's so cool, man. Damn.
Also,
I knew guys that were all the guys that I knew that worked at Boeing and built those planes were all fucking stoners, man. By the way, they were like party animals. The guys that worked on the line, man. And I always worried about that. I was like, damn, there's a bunch of stuff. But those guys wouldn't go to work if they couldn't get stoned, man. That's all I'm saying. Is because it's a brutal job, dude. It yeah. They were like they just wouldn't want to do the job if they couldn't get high. At least that I know guys that work in factories, man. Working in a factory sucks fucking ass, man. And it's like the same thing. You got the management's riding your ass. You got this shit. It's like, dude, I don't even want to do this shit. But those guys were making like 20, 30 bucks an hour back in the 80s, I was like, damn, minimum wage was like $3.25.
Who has the?
Go ahead.
I was going to ask who has the parts of the ear, the inner ear.
If it's
Vestibular system, yeah.
Yeah, that's
yes.
That system.
Everyone has those parts in their ear.
I'm talking about the picture for Matthew. Jeepers.
Yeah,
because I'm digging.
Dude, it's all my fault. I got us off track, man. My bad. Superfluid.
I'm digging and I'm digging. I'm 1,000 pictures in and I can't find it, so I'm giving up. But the basic principle of the vestibular tells you you're not moving right now, Matthew. It proves that you're not moving. Because if you were, you would feel it. Because you're changing
pressure. Changing pressure, man.
And velocity and direction, and that fluid goes against the opposite wall.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I just, that came later when I was like looking into flat Earth and trying to get my head around this stuff. And yeah, there's some.
When I can get the ranch started, I have a test, and I think you'll enjoy this one. All right, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take a 2-acre chunk, or maybe a little less. Right, I'm gonna build a platform.
800 acres. 800 acres.
I'm gonna build a platform that spins, and I'm gonna put like a little, street in the middle of it, and like little cottages on the edge. And I'm gonna spin the damn thing at 5 miles an hour. It's gonna be a challenge, right? Anybody that can live in one of those cottages,
just
like a week or two.
How about like a half a mile an hour? It would. What would that be like, man? If it was
at a mile an hour, it'd probably take them about a half a day to a day to start puking.
Well, I would say just make it 1 revolution a day, whatever the size. All right, and just I've heard the explanation of a NASCAR race car track, right? NASCAR track. And if you were to just travel around the track 1 time a day, would you feel the movement? And I'm like, well, yeah, I would. I think I would feel the movement. Because I'm like, vestibular system, man. I think I would feel the movement. I don't think I would feel any centrifugal force, man, whatsoever.
5 miles an hour is a good place to start because it's a fraction of what they say we're spinning.
1 mile an hour. I don't know.
And within 2 hours, most people will be puking their guts up at 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you had to live on that, that would be too much. But
yeah, they wouldn't make it 2 hours. That's the whole point of the test.
And
to prove to people you can't do it. You can't live on something moving because your inner ear. You're not gonna equalize. You're not gonna establish equilibrium for you to be able to balance and function.
Yeah. Well, of course not, man. But I'm saying if you went around 1 NASCAR track, whatever, 2 miles, it took you 24 hours to go around that track. If it's 2 miles, Matthew, do the math for me, bro. How fast are we going? 2 miles track, 24 hours.
Well,
2 miles.
I don't know. It'd be really slow though.
Come on, I know you can work that one out in your head. I know you can.
Here, man, I got the viscosity stuff for you, bro.
I see
You
that.
know, look at if you look in the.
Looking in
No, that's not. I just posted it right now. That's the vestibular system. That's not me. This is the viscosity, and what is viscosity, Matthew? So let's, you know how we do this. You know how this goes,
Yeah, you
right?
ask a bunch of questions that I don't know the answer to, and then I try to look.
No, actually, I'm about to post the answer for everybody because I'm not an asshole. Because I can't memorize this either.
Exactly.
So
Memorize
there's an
it.
entire chapter on this. So entire fucking chapter on what we're talking about here is viscosity. Okay. Here is some basic stuff. Let's slide one. Second slide. Coming right up.
That looks like
Boom.
homework to me, man. That looks like serious
No. See, so everyone understands these things because humans have spent time and effort to categorize these things. Like, so when you use the word viscosity, hopefully you don't mean drag force because it's not the same thing.
Well,
right?
Isn't viscosity the amount of thickness in the liquid?
It is resistance to deformation. That's what it is.
If I put a 0 viscosity oil in my engine,
I feel like honey is extremely viscous. Let's say you have a little ball bearing, okay, and you got this cup of honey, and you drop this ball bearing. It's denser than the honey, so it's going to fall down. But the honey is viscous, so its resistance to being deformed is high. So it's going to hold up the fucking ball a lot, so the ball is going to slowly sink through the honey. But let's say water is not that viscous compared to honey, and the logic is going to drop straight down. You know?
Gotcha.
Right,
Okay,
right,
that's
right,
easy.
right. See, it's resistance to deformation is when something deforms, which means it loses its shape. There's elastic deformation and plastic deformation, and we can get into all that. And I love that. I love that stuff. So don't fucks with me.
It really could get down to pressure. How much pressure is being pushed against the ball bearing, or right? Or
Yeah, it's the internal resistance of the fluid, right? The resistance between each molecule, like water molecule and water molecule, the resistance, the coupling between those, that's the viscosity, and how easily those move out of the way, right?
it's kind of like
You know what I'm
gas
saying?
pressure without a container. It's interesting.
It's all coupled, right? It's all attached. It's all related. You know what I'm saying? It's all related because
it's the same argument. Exactly. Go ahead.
yeah, it's just different.
It's just
more razor blade sharp, sort of things where it's like, this is how we make stuff. What's up?
Air. That's all. Fluids versus gases. This is just the opposite of gases, man. Really, fluids.
Gases and liquids are both fluids.
They act very similar, yeah?
Yes. And they are fluid, which means they will fill the shape of the container.
Exactly.
They will move.
Yeah. Guaranteed. There's no argument there. Nobody can argue that the fluids or the
There's no solid bond between the
absolutely
molecules.
the shape of the container.
Yes. It's not, non-negotiable. So.
Anyway, go ahead, man. Now we're getting deep, man. There's a lot of equations.
Oh no, man. It's beautiful. The thing I love about engineering is it's all algebraic. So all these letters and stuff, you just plug in what it is. So let's say Nabisco-meter. That was the first slide I posted. Oh man, you're like, oh, that's so complicated. No, man, it's not, right? So T, right? You got these mu, that U looking thing, right? That's the coefficient, I think, the viscosity coefficient mu, if I'm not mistaken, or something. It's on the slides, right? And then pi, you plug in that stuff. R is the radius of, the apparatus, the shaft diameter or whatnot. And you just plug these in, length of the cylinder, revolutions, and you get a number, right? And you do stuff with that number.
Well, that's the thing, man. We can always get a number.
There's no gravity here.
Always calculate.
But there's no gravity here. Yeah, well, we're trying to quantify something, right? Exactly. This thing, it's like, okay, like, we're let's take it back in time, right? Like, we're just chilling, man, Cali or whatever on the beach, and you know, you're I don't know, you're about to put some honey in your wine or something. I'm like, man, so why does this substance flow this way, right? And anyways, so over time we've quantified what the different properties of fluids are, you know. And then I would have to take you to chapter 1 of this book because it's a beautiful
Somebody write
book.
that down. Honey inside the wine, dude. I think it's a thing.
That's right, man.
We're talking about viscosity here, man. It is.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
Might be good for a diabetic if they're having a low blood
Very
sugar.
good.
You know, honey in the wine might be good. All right, there's a time and a place for everything, man. Anyway, go on, man. I love where you're going.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, man. And so you have to define things from the beginning because chapter 1 here are like systems here. Let me copy this because I try to hammer this to Globy's fucking heads, man. And they kind of don't get it, right? Before we start, we must define what we're working with. So we have to define this, right? It's in chapter 1. If you notice viscosity in the slides, that was in chapter 2. So you gotta really understand chapter 1 first, right? So we're talking about a system.
Okay.
Boundaries and surroundings. That's what you can't remove that from anything you're working with. You just can't. You can't. So you must define the boundary, the surroundings of the boundary. They're called boundary conditions, you know, and they're differential equations. You know?
Oh, dude, I can't wait till QE fucking rips this fucking bitch. Oh shit, man. Yeah, exactly. He already knows about this stuff. I mean, I don't question it.
I like Matthew. We just kind of chit chat, you know. Anyways, I've been talking for a long time, man. I don't want to fucking monologue. Sorry, guys, for boring you. I like the nerdy shit. But it's all engineering is diagrams, which means if I can't take your boring fucking words and put it into a diagram and actually solve, you're talking shit, man. Like your words mean nothing. That's what my mind. That's how my mind works. So I don't debate semantics because I have equations. So like you guys argue semantics. Boundary is already defined, surrounding is defined, system is defined, viscosity is defined, gas is defined, liquid is defined. Like I'm not playing games.
Yes.
All that shit. Gravity, undefined, like it's well known, you know what I'm saying? So
this is
that's
level
what's good.
fucking 9.5, by the way.
I try, man. No, I would say honestly,
you cannot.
This is
on a new
7.5. This is a 7.5, bro.
All right, 7. I'll go 8.2.
All right, I'll meet you there then. All right, fine. 8.1.
8. This is level 8, bro.
All right.
Yeah. You can't blow. You can't.
What's up?
What shape do you think this is? Hey, check out my viscosity chart here, bro.
He's unmuted.
Do that, man. That's not going to work.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I want to hear what Charlie
Yeah,
has to say.
This is like, you know.
Please.
Hey, Cyrus, are you an engineer?
Yeah. What's up, man?
I'm one as
Obviously,
well.
I'm posting engineering shit. What kind of engineer are you?
I studied double E in college, although right now I'm a software engineer.
Okay. So you work with the fucking pixies, yeah, the gremlins. All right. The invisible things.
Gremlins
yes.
So
the gremlins, man.
I've been learning, been reading a lot about thermodynamics and the 3 different kinds of entropies, right? Like thermodynamic entropy, statistical mechanic entropy, and Shannon information entropy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I can't get around to convincing myself that the second law is true.
Whoa.
It's not true.
And like, I don't know if it's because I haven't gotten the right intuition, but to me, there seems to be that there are momentary drops in entropy of the universe, right? Like if you wait an arbitrary long amount of time, you will always get an arbitrary low dip in entropy.
You know, I went to Disneyland. I saw like the dinosaurs. They were real. Okay. They're cool.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to understand this. Okay. Keep going.
I mean, pick what's your favorite flavor of entropy? Like the thermodynamic entropy, statistical mechanics entropy, or information entropy?
I posted it. It's thermodynamic. You know.
Okay, so the heat over
I
temperature
posted a
kind of
picture.
entropy.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
Exactly.
So like,
cold death, man. Cold death of the universe, right? So it's very basic, right?
Okay.
Decay, you know.
So one of the statements or one of the versions of that type of the law of thermo is that you can never take heat out of a single source, out of a single reservoir, and turn that into work. Like you always have to dissipate it into like a separate reservoir, right? Because otherwise you could take heat from ice, right? Because ice, even though it's cold, it still has some energy in it, right? Some heat energy. You could theoretically take that, put it in an engine.
It must do work. Yeah. Like
and then use that engine to do work. So like you could theoretically take heat out of ice and you can make it colder in the process, and then make a hotter thing hotter. So it's like you're making heat flow. You're making heat flow basically from a cold object to a hot object.
That's it. You must spend energy. Yes, you can, but you must spend energy. You must do work upon the system. Right. So you must input energy. You Q in, right? So you have to Q in, right? Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Right. But I've never seen that proved. It always just like every single time I see it, it's just like that's just the world is. Like we observe that the world being that way. There doesn't seem to be an empirical reason as to why it is that way. Like everywhere that I read agrees that there is a finite yet astronomically small probability that the reverse process will happen.
Okay, but I've been chasing like free energy. Just don't tell anybody. Like as an engineer, you know, this quackery shit for years, man. And perpetual motion machines, and I actually never found any. And whomever claims that they have actually achieved something, which I believe some have, like Stanley Meyer, however, cannot be proven because no one can reproduce it. Thus, no. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. You cut off. We said perpetual, then okay. Here's your piece.
No, it's not perpetual.
No.
It's losing energy as it's losing energy as it's orbiting.
Yeah. So that's. We'll get back to
in your hypothetical, which is our reality. It is happening.
Hypothetical? No.
He's the one who brought it up, right?
Observable
I brought up.
reality.
Forget about that. We'll bring it back to the thermo that we're talking about. You know the perpetual energy machines of the first type and second type. Yes.
I've heard the types. But could you remind me what the types are?
Okay. Yep. First type violates the first law. Second type violates the second law.
Well, I know the first law isn't true.
Isn't.
The first law is not true. Well, let me clarify what I mean by that.
Conservation of energy. So how can you have you disproven conservation of energy?
No, Albert Einstein did. And Amy Noether.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't. Wait, which paper?
No, he did.
Where? Which paper?
So in his GR paper, so I actually know this one for a fact.
Okay. You must,
I know this sounds pretentious.
Demonstration. No, it's fine. Experimentation. Because we're entering thermodynamics. Everything here can be experimented, and you are an engineer. We take lab. We have labs. We have we have thermal lab, fluid lab, aero lab. So all these classes are accompanied like with a laboratory. So it's like credit. But, yeah.
Sorry. Let me explain. So
all right.
The laws apply insofar as other laws apply within their domain, right? So Newton's laws apply within a certain domain, right, and not in other domains. They don't tell you that in the class.
I agree.
So
but the other domains
the law of conservation of energy is not fundamental. It comes from something called Noether's theorem, and I highly recommend that you read something about it or that you look up a YouTube video on it. There's plenty of pop science videos, but I'll give you the TLDR. Basically, it states that for every single quantity that physics or science tells us is conserved, like momentum or angular momentum or energy, etc., etc. Okay, there is a symmetry associated with the system, and that what that means is that you can apply a transformation to the system, and if nothing about the system changes, then it means that there is some conserved quantity related to that transformation. The universe, for example, has what's called translational symmetry. Like if I give you a flat potential, right, like a line, if you imagine it like a flat line, the slope is 0, right? You can translate it left and right, and it'll be identical. It has symmetry across translations. That will correspond to a conserved quantity, and that conserved quantity, in the case of where that flat line is like potential energy of a system, right? Like it could be gravitational potential energy or any other kind of potential energy. If it's flat, momentum will be conserved in that system. Now, it turns out that the symmetry that corresponds to energy being conserved is something called time translational symmetry. And I'm not bullshitting you here. You can look this up. This is accepted mainstream science.
I have the graph in my head. Just keep talking. I'm not too terrible.
Yeah. Okay. So time translational symmetry basically means the symmetry is if you can perform an experiment today and you get a result. If you perform it tomorrow and you get the same result, you have time translational symmetry. However, since we observed that the universe is expanding, that no longer holds. So the underlying symmetry.
That's it. Work. So what if we did not observe the universe to be expanding? Would that demolish what you're saying?
If for all we knew, time translational symmetry held, then yes, energy would still be conserved. And I can give you an actual example.
There you go. Because the universe is not expanding. Here you go. I got you a material coming your way. Alton Arp. Have you heard of that guy? I won't talk about it. Let the expert talk about it. So,
well, I mean, do you disagree that the universe is expanding?
Oh yes, I disagree.
Really?
Yes, I do. That's the fundamental assumption, because I knew that axiom was founded upon an assumption in Narnia, because you went to the universe, and we're talking about systems like we can actually experiment on. So from the thermodynamics we know here, energy is conserved. Like you can't and mass, material, unless you can demonstrate otherwise.
No, they're the same thing.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Exactly. So you can't consume matter and get energy out. Yes, for sure. Okay. However, you didn't actually consume it, right? It just went into another form.
No. That's a misconception. This whole idea that you can consume matter to produce energy. No, that's a misconception.
You're not consuming it. It's undergone a reaction, and everything is conserved. It's nothing. Yeah, it's not consumed. It's just
you don't understand any system that has energy will also have a measurable mass. See how that's different than what you can convert between them?
I'm down with that. There's no problem.
Like photons, even photons, okay, which are thought to be massless.
Let's not go quantum. Yeah, why are you going quantum?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I got.
We don't have to go
you don't have to go. No, we don't.
I can give you a real life example. Like, did you know, like a flashlight, as you hold it on, it will be losing mass as you keep it on.
Why? Photons are massless. How would it be losing?
That's what I was going to say.
Right? From quantum mechanics.
Because they have energy.
Photons are massless. They have no mass. They're massless.
They do have. They have no. Hold on. Serious. They have no rest mass, but they do have relativistic mass.
Listen, there's a reason he said don't go quantum, and that's because all that is theoretical. You couldn't demonstrate the mass of light if you tried.
You can, actually.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. They've done experiments on this. Yeah, they've done actual experiments on this where they have
I know.
light.
We'll break it down for you. Who trapped light and who measured it?
I mean, if you don't even know the experiment that I'm referring to, but you already know that it's false, and you're going to show me how it's false, what is the point of me presenting it?
No,
Anyway,
I'm unaware.
Actually, I do.
So
do.
you can actually get, for example,
You can keep talking over me,
a
Charlie, but I'm
hydrogen-
the guy that'll just shut you up. So
Wait, yo. I yield to Mike. Mike is BattleMod is also another engineer on here, man. So BattleMod, this guy's an engineer, so speak with this guy at a high level. Don't skip all the bullshit.
So hydrogen actually, the mass of hydrogen is actually lower than the mass of the constituent elements.
Yeah, you run away when QE asks you questions, Charlie.
So the reason why I left when QE was here is because it's difficult to talk to him when he starts just insulting and then taking the conversation by the horns and like muting me whenever he does. I don't say what he wants to hear.
Yeah, no. Yeah, first you play the victim, now you try to run the conversation.
Okay, I'm okay with you thinking that.
So just know this, Charlie. When I'm talking, don't be talking, or you won't be here no more.
All right.
It's that simple. I won't say it again. So post your citation like we asked 5 minutes ago.
Well, about measuring the mass of photons?
We like when people post stuff, man. And Serious Man, he was posting some really good shit back there about some gas pressure.
I was posting engineering. He came out with engineering. Then he went quantum on me. Then he's going chemistry now. Hydrogen. It's like, dude, you want to stick with engineering? You're double E, bro. You're electrical engineering. Come on, dog.
Bring
I'm ME. Grease and fucking fire, dog. I make your world turn, motherfucker. Engines, turbines, let's go. Without us, you got no electricity, you got no bridge, you got nothing, motherfucker. Let's rock and roll.
Let's go. Rock and roll.
We can make an engine turn with just heat.
Right. With ice, with temperature differential, even if they're outside the fucking cylinder. It's called Stirling engine. They run on a Stirling cycle. Let's go.
I have a Stirling engine right here, man. I could show you pictures.
Oh, fuck yeah. I made one back in thermodynamics class, man.
I love the Stirling engine's one of the
They're
greatest
awesome.
little inventions, man. It's not a great.
Yeah, and there's more than one example of engines with a Stirling engine. That's the best part.
You want to talk about gas pressure? That and heat exchange? Oh,
That's
the Stirling engine is the fucking bitch of all time.
Robert Stirling, man.
The bitch that makes your head go, what? It's such a cool engine, man. I wish I could, or you guys could see a video or something.
Oh,
I saw one, man, a full size one, man, at this guy's museum, man, and I was like, damn, that's a Stirling. It's like, yeah, how do you know about that? It's like, damn, I did my homework. Man. I did my homework. I had to buy one because they were so cool. Have you seen the parabolic with the point and the Stirling engines just going? That's like, oh my, that's so cool, man. If you can take,
you got no dish, you can make one that eats fire. Just
sun and immediately. Sorry.
It is because you have a direct link to mechanical refrigeration. You can put a compressor on there and refrigerate.
That directs energy from the sun and turn it into mechanical energy is without any transfer, dude. No transfer. No battery. Nothing, bro. It's the greatest thing I ever saw as far as the showing of dynamics of air pressure and heat, and oh man, it encompasses so much cool learning of where we live.
There's a lot of cool ass engine designs that like never made it to like the automotive world, right? Because they weren't as
I'm waiting for this motherfucker to go polymeric quasi crystal on me. What's up, bro?
Hey man, I got this new thing. It's called, I got this new thing, Mike. It's called triple quirks, man. Have you ever heard of triple quirks? Triple quirks, dude, man. This is like totally deep, man. You can't see this stuff.
I know quartz, silicon dioxide.
Like quarks, like triple quarks.
Man. Oh, quark.
Quark.
Yeah.
Standard
Oh,
model.
no.
Yeah, standard
Yeah,
model.
no. Never seen one. Don't have any of those around. Pretty small.
I'm just taking a piss, man. Sorry, man.
Where's that guy at, man? Charlie, man. Where'd you go, bro?
I'm right here. Sawyer, I just, took over the thing, but I'm about done, man. But you guys carry on.
Right.
You're cool, man. We're
Everybody
chilling.
carry on, man. I liked where you guys were going, man. I really did. It was like I could feel the transfer of information just molding back.
I like engineers, man. I prefer
you're
more
two
physicists.
engineers. I want you guys to keep
'Cause-
talking. I'm going to listen. But
Should have an algebraic mind. If you're an
Yeah.
engineer without an algebraic mind, you got something wrong with your head, man.
Cyrus, so I'm interested to see why you think that the universe is not expanding.
All right, sorry about that. I went downstairs to take a bong rip. I'll go upstairs and actually give you the material. I do apologize.
No worries. You don't owe me anything. It's cool.
No,
Hey,
I
man.
do. I said I owe you, so I do, man.
What do you owe him?
like you said, man, we in the back chat there, man, in the PC.
Material for my evidence, my supporting evidence that the
Exactly.
universe is not expanding. So I'm gonna give them links to Halton Arp, the father of this discussion. So I was like, why the fuck would I speak about it when the expert knows a lot more than I do? So
I mean, that's fine. Can you give me the abstract?
no, that was too long ago, man. It was really like I studied this. This was about 10 years or 9 years ago. So I do have them it's on my list, but fuck, it was too long ago. Because that was during my electrical universe phase. And I was electrical universe, about 9 years ago, man. I stepped out of the Einsteinian realm because there were supporting evidence that all that shit is bullshit. Or like what you believe that we have black holes. I'll prove to you it's only a mathematical construct. There is no such thing. Cannot exist.
We have a picture of it.
Oh,
So-
see, this is where your information is so outdated, man. Fuck. You're an engineer, bro?
Listen.
Come on, dude.
We have an actual picture of it. I don't know how you can.
So,
Go ahead, Mike.
this is a quantification of a fundamental concept. Constant. How is it an experiment?
Man, I did this experiment where I smoked this weed and I got.
No, I'm asking him a question. Atomic mass, speed of light, these are all approximations, fundamental concept. You know this is a theoretical concept. I thought you were posting an experiment.
He's getting.
Hold on, I'm typing a response. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, give him a minute, man.
You can't do a precision measurement with a hypothetical fucking quantification. Penning ion trap.
I mean, the second they go to, we have a picture of a black hole. I mean, right?
Well, it's based on a fundamental concept.
Yeah, everything's.
So it relies on a theoretical equation. So it's a demonstration of nothing. It's an inference from a theory and result.
Yeah, so he conceded that you cannot have natural science without experiment. So how did they experiment with the black hole?
I take that back.
Take it back. Take it back, man. Take it back. Take it back. That's cool, man, because that's a realization that you need to come to, man. And when you can take it shit back and go, whoa, time out. I respect that, man, because that's how you get to the truth, man. That's how you get to it. Being able to say, hey, man, I was wrong. My bad. Take it back.
See, what I've realized happens
I'm
here
supposed to
quite a
right
lot
here, man.
is that you declare something, Right?
No,
Like
I
declare
made a
definition.
statement. I was waiting for a response.
Oh, okay, sure. You want to take the conversation by the bullhorns? Which was the question that you're waiting for a response to?
You were just going to make a statement on there. Are we really going to go here?
Sorry, again, as I was saying, I was replying to a text query, which I just did. I just finished. Would you mind repeating the question?
Oh, you're going to give us play-by-play on what you're doing in the text?
No.
As if we should feel sorry for it or something?
Let me do a favor, dude.
Do you want me to answer your question?
Look,
People
when you're in the voice chat, just focus on it. Like, ignore what's going on in text, please.
All right. I'm looking at VC text, man. Where am I supposed to look at?
Yeah,
I
now
posted
you
it for
gotta,
that guy, man.
you gotta start
Good job.
looking at this shit.
Where the fuck am I supposed to?
Oh my god!
I don't see anything posted.
I mean, did you have a question that you wanted me to answer to?
I'd hate
Otherwise, I'm just
trying
gonna
to
keep talking
text.
about
Well,
something else.
that remains to be seen.
Like what I was gonna say is
let
that
me recap you, dog. You unmuted to challenge the second law of thermodynamics, and
Yes.
thus far you have not challenged it.
Oh no!
How has it challenged?
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. So it's not that I disbelieve it; it's that I haven't been made to see why it's true. So I just don't see how it's impossible, although it's incredibly improbable, for there to be momentary dips in entropy, which seem to me a violation of the law as it's usually stated.
When did you measure those momentary dips?
Hold up. No, this is on
Go
a
ahead,
microscopic level or a megascopic level. Can we
it's
define
in-
the area? Because we know it fails on the microscopic level and the megascopic level. We already know this.
So I'm saying that in theory, there's no reason why, just by pure chance, right? Like food coloring won't separate from water.
I already conceded this. We already know it fails on various levels. And the point being, and it's only the equation for it, so. Not the principle. What's the principle of entropy? The loss of energy.
Yep. And I said I took thermodynamic entropy. That's what I was talking about. Slope gradient.
Well, heat energy from heat can be lost through gas too, expansion. Right?
Absolutely.
Like
100%.
if the gas fucks off, then the energy fucks off, right?
Yep. And if you condense the gas together, guess what? It heats up, man. What the fuck do you know, huh? Amazing. It's like they're bound together. Volume, temperature, and pressure. Wow.
I failed to see the significance of entropy equations failing on various levels. Is that an attack on the second law of thermodynamics, the equation, or the principle?
To me, it's an attack on the law.
The principle it was applied to. It's not an attack on the law because we know it's the error of equation.
The error of
not,
equation?
Not the law. Yeah, we lack a unit of measure to properly state it. We'd have to break it down in such ratios that man couldn't even quantify it. So the law is valid.
I don't understand what it is you're saying.
I don't understand what you're saying. That's my point. The law is valid, the quantification or the measurement. So,
So the law says dsdt greater than equal to 0. Right?
That's the Clausius inequality. Yes. Yes.
That is the second
Clausius inequality. That is correct. Yes.
But
That's
that is
law of thermodynamics.
right.
Yes.
But clearly there can be momentary, like it can instantaneously be negative.
No. No.
No, it's an inequality. It can't go negative.
Right, which is why I'm saying it seems to me like the law is violated.
How?
It's not the inequality that goes negative. It's that the quantity on the left side, ds dt, the slope of the entropy over time.
Is this in theory or is this in demonstration, practical demonstration? I mean, can you demonstrate this, or is this just a what if it does? What if it does this?
It's in theory, as in there is no principle that I can see beyond the law itself that says it can't happen.
But we never experienced it. We can't say
Correct.
a thing. Listen, intelligent men don't say things can't happen that we've never experienced just because we haven't experienced them. Not because the law is faulty, but because we're not stupid.
So, hey, if you come up with like a over unity machine, I'm down, but it has to be demonstrated. I'm telling you, I've checked them out for years, but nothing is really there, man. But everyone claims they've broken it, but it's not there.
Sorry, I'm not saying I don't believe it. It's that I want to convince myself that it's true. It's just that
I don't care how you feel about theoretical thinking.
Exactly. We don't get.
I'm not here to debate that.
So I agree with you on the theoretical part, bro, but I disagree because we have practical stuff. You know what I'm saying? So my heart is like cool, but it's not real. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
theoretically, we can say all systems, all laws fail theoretically. But in demonstration, if we haven't observed it, what is that theory worth?
Would it not be more correct then to say
how about
that
application?
That is not the rate of change of entropy, but rather the expectation value of the rate of change of entropy that is always greater than or equal to zero. Because there are momentary dips in entropy, even though we can't observe them macroscopically, they do happen.
Only theoretically do they happen. You're saying because it's mathematically possible, it has to be a certainty, and it's just ludicrous, guy. That's why
let me correct what I said.
Listen, we've all heard this argument before. At least me and Cyrus have, and literally, it's not valid. Or we would already try to correct this law. But the thing is, you can apply that logic to any system we have. We're applying it to your globe. It failed. What's your thoughts on that?
So
would you like citations from leading like globe, mainstream physicists telling you that if your model or your theory challenges the second law of thermodynamics, it is bound to be
aware.
fucking
I'm aware. I
you're
read the
aware of
quotes.
this. Oh my gosh! So why are you even arguing this?
I'm not arguing this. Serious. You totally misunderstand what I'm saying. Cyrus.
Academia is saying that.
Cyrus, because I don't believe things that get taught to me in a classroom because they tell me they're correct. I have to walk through the proof. Right?
Listen.
All right.
That's what I'm
say,
sticking to.
Jesus, that doesn't let me talk.
Dude,
I know, motherfucker. You made a statement. You said the proof, but there is no proof for small scale energy fluctuations. Where's the proof for that?
Thank you.
And I wanted to go there. So if entropy is increasing in a system, now momentarily you're saying it's going to decrease, then start increasing again. Okay, what caused it to decrease? Have you done work upon the system, or a fairy, or a genie, or another chemical reaction just taking place? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What happened here?
Was there input energy? Did the input energy stop? It's all relative and it all applies.
So it seems to me that there is a close analogy between the second law and are you familiar in statistics with the law of large numbers? That says, like, let's say if you flip a coin, right, and it's a fair coin, then as you flip more and more coins, then the average will tend to 50%.
Yeah.
Right. But there are momentary times where it doesn't go towards 50%. It goes away from 50%.
Here's the
right?
thing. It's kind of like poker. You might win a few games, but you'll never beat the house when it's concerned in the law of thermodynamics.
Right, but that isn't the statement. DSDT is greater than or equal to 0.
Well, here's the thing, though.
not thermodynamical.
What
That's
what
the
I
difference.
need to know is how does this line of thinking or reasoning apply to the second law of thermodynamics violation of uncontained gas not fucking off? How does that apply? Is it a reply? Because I fail to equate it. Build the bridge.
I mean, as far as I didn't mention it because I'm trying to relate it to that. I mentioned it because I realized there was another engineer here, and I wanted to get his take on thermodynamics, which it seems to me that it's a field that he's knowledgeable in.
Well,
I'm
here's
just
the thing.
asking him, poking his brain.
This has been studied by engineers for how long?
A long ass time.
Small fluctuations in all of our laws. There's oddities. They're called oddities. But it doesn't mean the law is crappy. That's why we compare it to blackjack. You might win a couple games, but you'll never beat the house. The law is always going to ring true.
Right, but there is nobody saying that if you play basic strategy that you will always win. There is no law that says that. There is a law that says if you play basic strategy, you will maximize.
Well, that's a law of statistics, right? Yeah, we're not talking about the law of statistics.
Right. Why can't the second law of thermodynamics be expressed in a statistical way?
Because listen, I'm telling you, I've looked into like the free energy world. I can name them one by one, bro. One by one. Yeah. Okay, who's the father of telephony? Do you know the first actual patents on telephone? What? It was Earth telephony by Antonio Meucci, right? Earth-based telephony. And there's Nathan Stubblefield, another guy, Earth-based telephony. Then came Graham Bell later on. These guys proceeded. Who the fuck talks about these guys? No one. Exactly. I've been reading about this shit. So listen, people have claimed to break the second law. However, we have failed to duplicate their shit that they say it does. I believe that. Okay, this is a belief. I said I believe that it can be broken, but no one really has yet. But once, or I don't think it can be broken because I think the first law cannot. I think you'd be just getting energy from, let's say, another dimension. Like, you know, the physicists, they like this. I don't believe in other dimensions, but like that from another invisible form of energy or wherever. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think the first law can be broken either. Because if you have a system, let's say you power it by non-conventional means, okay, the energy still has to come from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's the thermodynamic system that it uses is unknown to man. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah,
so
that's the premise. You would have to manipulate it, and it wouldn't be natural, and the law applies to nature. So nobody's saying, I wouldn't say that man couldn't construct a way to.
What happened?
I don't know. I wouldn't say no one could construct a way to break the law. That could be done. But it wouldn't be a natural process.
I'll be the first man that signs up, bro. I want that shit right now. I want free energy, you know what I'm saying? But not yet.
Yeah. So, yeah. If we could manipulate the second law, we could have free energy because we could have a continuous supply without laws.
That's what Maxwell's demon is, and that's what people are trying to do.
You know what Maxwell is doing?
I know they are. We've been trying to create a perpetual engine forever.
They already got it, man. I hate.
He was trying to invent radio.